I'm Kasia.
And I'm Krista.
And we are confidence coaches for
kids.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's Confidence Coaches for Kids. I'm Kasia.
And I'm Krista.
Hey, we have a very exciting week ahead of us, but before we get started about what we have planned this week, we wanted to debrief a little bit and talk about last week, right?
Yeah. So it was a busy week last week. We know it was Father's Day, and so we're not sure how many of you were able to watch our video, but we had some time to chat with our friend Ezinne, who's an ex-student of ours, and she was sharing the work that she's doing with helping to organize Black Lives Matter marches here in Hillsboro, Oregon, but also giving her perspective as a student growing up in a predominantly white neighborhood, you know, and that just her experiences and what she was thinking and feeling and sharing resources with us. So we would love for you to take some time to go back. It's 23 minutes. It's a long time, we know, but totally worth listening to her wisdom and her thoughts.
Mm-hmm. If you guys watch many of our videos, or if you follow us on social media, you know that Krista and I are really dedicated to doing what we can to be anti-racist educators. Mm-hmm. So we have such a cool thing happening this week. If you guys know much, we love the Get Your Teach On crew. And Krista, did you know a year ago we were in the national conference?
Yes. And it was so worth it. I think these are the shirts we made to go there. Mindset matters. That was such a good experience. So much positive energy. Positive energy.
And I would say that we had read The Wild Card by Hope and Wade King, but I feel like that experience really changed us all as educators who went, and I'm sure it's that way across the country.
I sure hope so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, educators, it's totally worth it, right? And it's motivating. It brings so much excitement back to teaching. It even made me feel more confident going into distance learning, even though at the time none of it had to do with distance learning. I just felt like the focus was how am I going to bring the magic to keep engagement up, right, along with rigor. And students, like those of you who have been in my classroom or been in a classroom with Mrs. G and I, like, what do you think? You know, what do you think? Was there magic brought this last school year? And what are the things that we did to help keep you engaged from the things we learned from Get Your Teach On?
So the Get Your Teach On organization, we have this really great opportunity. Krista and I this week we are enrolled in the Be About It conference, and that is I can't remember if it's 2 or 3 days. I've got conferences this summer.
Yeah, 2 days with some bonuses.
Right. So it's but the whole focus of the conference is unpacking white privilege, looking at bias, probably unconscious and overt bias, also. Anti-racist instruction. And so it's so exciting because it's so timely. It's what we need as educators. It's what our kids need. But it's from the Get Your Teach On crew and the Set Your Stage to Engage. And so we're just excited about these conversations, and we can't wait to bring back information and to debrief all of this with you.
Yeah. I'm thinking about this, and or as you're saying this, I was thinking that whether you are a teacher or a student, I know that looking back on the video with Ezinne last week, there were a few things that I said that I felt like, did she understand my intention, or do people know my intention? And when you were talking, I just want all people to know, like when you were talking about racism, it can be uncomfortable where you trip over your words, especially if you are wanting to, stand together and fight together. And so I am excited for this because I want us all to be able to have conversations, tough conversations, or uncomfortable conversations, not tough, but uncomfortable, that it's okay to feel flustered. And I am just so excited for the opportunity that we have with learning this week.
Well, I think that Ezinne said something along the lines, she's so wise. She said something like you have to be able to lean into that discomfort And she's so right. If we don't have the hard conversations, if we don't lean into our discomfort and own that we feel uncomfortable, we're not sure what to do, we're not going to grow and nothing's going to change. And so that's why we're excited about this. We think that it's about time, right? Mm-hmm. And we're just really excited. So so we have kind of some questions. So for educators, I'll start there. What are some questions you would like us to really think about and to address next week when we unpack this experience? So is it questions about like, is it white privilege? Is it how do I interact if I am a minority educator or a white educator, and how do I address bias? And do I have bias? And so educators, if you can comment on this video and let us know, what are the things you'd like us to really pay attention to and bring back to you from the conference? Because it's going to be packed full of amazing information, I'm sure, right?
Oh yeah, it's never just get your teacher on disappoint. And then kids, of all ages, but I'm really thinking about, our middle school and high school kids right now. What do you feel like you want to know or that you need to know? Especially about white privilege. If you are a white student and you're thinking, well, my friends are my friends. I don't know this, that. Like, what are things that we can do to help support you, or topics or questions that we can answer to help you understand your role in supporting your friends that are students of color, and also for you to feel like you are positively, what's the word, Keisha? Like you're positively like working with all people. And
I think what you're saying is like, what do I do to be, if I'm white, what do I do to be a white ally for my friends?
Yes.
Or if I'm not white, what are some things that I see that students need to know around me, or my administrators or something? It's about figuring out, where am I in the skin that I'm in, and what's the work I need to do, right?
Yeah, you said that beautifully. Thank you. This takes me back to the movie Frozen. She's so good at finishing my sandwiches. My sentences. I'm sorry. I had to put in a nerdy Krista joke.
Oh, okay, guys. So we will be back next week with some debrief from our conference. Can't wait to share that. But again, make sure that you, first of all, like and subscribe our video, please. But also comment on this and let us know, what can we find out for you? I'm sure our brains are going to be exploding with information. So it kind of helps us to narrow down, what are the things you want to know?
Yeah. All right. You guys have a great week, and we love you all. Thank you for your support. And like Keisha said, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Okay. Thanks, guys.